Welcome everyone to the 10th, yes, 10th episode of Popular Polls. A small cause for celebration as we hit that first double-digit number, nice round 10. It's crazy how fast the time flies by, and I enjoy making these videos for you guys. Doesn't matter if they're in German, in English, about popular polls or EVs in general or other things. I'm always super excited to bring you some new content. All right, I'm Alex, and I'm back from my vacation. You might have seen a couple of videos there, or checked out the charging infrastructure, for example, on the island of Lanzarote on the Canary Islands. And I was traveling yesterday. That's why this week's show episode, which is today, is a little bit delayed. Usually we do the show on Sunday, and I hope to be back on schedule for the next episode, which will then be obviously on the next Sunday. All right. I've got a whole bunch of new cool videos planned, and that is mostly, or to some degree, because I've got a bunch of updates, or new features I should say. I got 2 updates, in fact. I made a video about one of them, but there was another one for the Model 3, and there were a lot of new features in these 2 releases, I should say. So that was amazing. So be sure to subscribe to get notified when these new videos hit. So let's get into last week's question, which was this one. Would you get an EV as a rental car when you're traveling? And I love to see that all 3 of our answers that were given, so thanks to the 3 people who did answer last week's question, were on always. Now, this is great. Look at those results. Like, this is what I do this show for, and this is what I hope to see. Unfortunately, at least in my opinion, there aren't that many service companies, rental car companies most likely, there to rent you a full EV, right? Slightly due to, I think, that there are not that many full range or long range EVs out there yet. There's the Tesla range, obviously, and, a couple of them like the Kona, but they're limited in supply. Somewhere they're, I should say not somewhere, but in some places like the UK, they've even gone, I think, fully off the menu where you can order them. So this is, kind of sad to see, but I would still love to see the rental car companies acquiring those cars that they're able to acquire and then, renting them out to people. And I think the second reason is being kind of the charging infrastructure. Maybe some people wouldn't feel safe, charging instead of having the car just be ready to be filled up at any gas station. However, I think a bunch of it is due to the fact that rental car companies currently don't really, some do, but don't really distinguish between the purpose you're getting your rental car for, or between the purposes, right? So some people might get a rental car to go on a big ski trip. I know a couple of colleagues from work who do just that. They rent a car and then they go out on a long ski trip. It's a rental car and they drive it, long distance, and then they get back. And, because they only do this a couple of times a year, or maybe even once a year, they just get a rental car for that and then just have maybe a small city car. Now, other people, including myself, back when I was working for the last company I worked for, had to travel a whole lot for work. And sometimes I would fly to an airport, get a rental car there, and just drive into the city. And in that case, the range is pretty much airport, city, airport. And on some days, it would be lower than 50 kilometers, which you can do even in my Twizy. So there's no need to get a long-range EV for that. And, since the first cities started banning diesels, I think the news about Stuttgart just hit, city in southern Germany here, or southern-ish, talking from Hamburg perspective, which is in northern Germany. This is a great opportunity for smaller electric cars, or at least cars, with a battery that doesn't give as much range as, for example, a Model S with a big battery pack, or a long-range Model 3, such as I have here. That's one possibility, just saying. But then again, the charging also at the facilities. So currently you're supposed to return your car with a full tank of gas, at least most places I know. And even if you don't, there's usually a a gas station somewhere close to the airport, and the people will just drive there and fill it up, and it's all fine, right? But what happens if you return a car with, an empty battery, then you have to charge it up, and not all cars support the super fast charging, and you want to have your cars turned around quickly so that they can get out to the new owner and make money for the rental company, which I can totally understand. But then again, sometimes they're just parked for a long time, so they can charge up there. I'm not deep enough into the rental car scheme, like how this all works, what's the average turnaround time of your car. But I'd love to get more insight. So if you have any contacts or any information that's useful, please leave them in the comments down below. Now, especially the big ones like 6 Hertz National Car, I think it's rental car service, that's what it's officially called, and a couple of the other ones should really offer at least a couple of EVs to be rented out. And I would love to get some if I'm on vacation or, just even traveling in Germany. Now, there is Turo, which is a company where you can mostly rent from private people. And there's also a couple of smaller businesses, such as UFO Drive, I think it's called, here in Germany. By the way, Turo is big in the US, but it's also available here in Germany. I'd love to see that number just grow in general for the existing companies, but also for new startups that make money off renting out EVs. And hopefully at some point they'll be cheaper because the maintenance and just operational costs are cheaper than regular cars, so that people just go for the EVs just because out of pure cost reasons. Please let all of us know if you know of any good rental car companies or services where you can rent EVs down in the comment section below. And not looking for any specific country or location here. If you have any good ones around the world, let us all know. Now, let's get on to this week's poll. And because there were so many great features that I got, so many new features on the Model 3 due to the software updates that I had, I want to know from you, what's your favorite feature of a Tesla that any other car should have? Like that all other cars should have. And to answer, as always, click on the card which will pop up in the top right-hand corner of your screen right now. And here are your options. Number 1, over-the-air updates. This is kind of like the whole, I got all of these features, some of them, while I was on vacation, and the other one I could have gotten as well. I just had to, open the app and start the update. So these over-the-air updates, man, they're amazing. So that's number 1. And a lot of the new EVs do come with the always-on connectivity, but even with the Nissan Leaf for some of the rapid gate fixes, you'd have to go to a service center for that. Anyway, number 2, autopilot. I know that there are driver assist systems out there, but due to my knowledge and to my testing of, for example, a Mercedes E-Class and S-Class last year that I was driving, Tesla is just out there and way out there positively. Number 3, minimalistic interior design. Love it or hate it, I love it. The Model 3 is super minimalistic when it comes to the interior, and even the Model S and X. And remember, those are kind of older-ish cars, or have been on the market for a couple of years now. They have minimalistic designs in their interior, even to today's standards. Number 4 is your most loved Tesla feature that all other cars should have, the in-car entertainment system of Teslas. Now, the Model 3's touchscreen is as responsive as it can get. Really, it's insane. It's like a modern tablet, like an iPad. But even the Model S and X old screens are still what I would prefer to most other cars out there, or the entertainment system of most other cars out there, that you can currently buy. And people said, oh, it wouldn't hold up and it will break, and sure, a couple of things failed, but in general, those things still hold up great, even on the older Teslas. Now, last point, safety. The US government tests all cars, and most of the cars, I should say, and Teslas consistently get the lowest probability of injury of any other car. So the Model 3 is only followed by the Model S and X in the lowest probabilities of injury, and then you get all other cars. And again, as Elon Musk reiterated on the Model Y unveiling event, they built their cars with safety in mind, and then comes everything else, including performance. They go safety first. And that's why some analysts, when they tear apart a Tesla, or some of the people who tear apart Teslas, say, oh, well, this car should have been welded differently and it's using way too much material. They could have saved on there. No, Tesla, please don't listen to those people. And I'm sure you don't really, because you're awesome, but don't listen to those people. You're making the safest cars. And if you have a family, if you have friends, if you have, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever that you care about, and you drive a lot in your car, getting a Tesla will at least ensure that you're doing everything on a structural standpoint that you can do to keep those loved ones safe. All right, and again, what's one of those features that you think all other cars should have? Leave a poll answer, or if your beloved feature of a Tesla isn't in there, feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section below and let all of us know what your Tesla maybe has, or what Teslas in general have that's a great feature that all other cars should have. All right, last but not least, please subscribe, which is totally free, so you'll get the updates about new videos. And again, the next one should be out, or not should, will be out next Sunday. So have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.